In this course, we will use CODAP, or the Common Online Data Analysis Platform, to analyze statistical data. In Chapter 1, all problem sets for the entire chapter are right here in this folder that are just below the problem sets and the solutions of the problem sets. So we'll click here, and we'll choose the very first one, police killings in 2019. When we click on that, it asks, what do you want to open it with? Open with CODAP. So you click on this, and then it opens the file. Typically, when you open files in this course, there will be a table with data and usually a text box that will give some context or a source. The context here is for each state plus the District of Columbia. It gives by state the number of people that were killed by police in 2019, the black population of the state, the total population of the state, the percent of the population that's black, the percentage of the victims of police shootings that were black, and the disparity. In CODAP, if I click here on, let's say, Alabama, you'll see these are all called cases. Each row is a case. Each column, clicking here, is called an attribute. So we have rows are cases and columns are attributes. Right now, everything is sorted alphabetically by state. I could click here and sort descending, and it puts Wyoming first. Click here, sort ascending. But I could also see in which state were let's say the disparity is the highest. That would click here, and I could sort there ascending or sort descending. Disparity is the percent of victims that are black minus the percent of the population that is black. These are numbers here. If I click on this individual cell right here, double click, it gives me the number, and it's actually a number, but we can change it to a formula for this entire column. If I click here, I can edit the formula. There is no formula right now, and what I want is the percent victims black minus the percent black. I could just start typing that in, but it's probably easier to click on insert value and the percent victims that are black minus percent that are black, and apply. Note the numbers are the same, but now they're formulas. So if I double click here, it doesn't allow me to change that number because it's a formula calculated, not just a number. For instance, if I double click here, it does allow me to change that. Yellow indicates that these are calculated instead of just raw data. It's helpful to make a graph, so if I click on graph, it'll bring down a graph, and then I can click here, let's say on disparity, and drag down here and let go, and it gives me a graph of disparity by state. Each one of these windows here is called a tile. If I click up here, I can collapse this tile so I have more room to work with. Now I can grab and resize. It's helpful to be able to change the scale here. First of all, if I put the cursor on the scale, it goes from an arrow to a hand that goes straight up. If I click, now I'm translating or shifting left and right. If I move the hand to the right, and now click and drag, it allows me to stretch in this direction. Or if I go over to the left, it allows me to stretch in this direction. There's another way of zooming in and out that's quite handy, and that is if I go in the middle and press Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC, and then click, it'll zoom in, and if I do Option plus Shift on a Mac or Alt plus Shift on a PC, then it'll zoom out. That's the end of the introduction to CODAP.